very helpful for young companies like Zubie and other very innovative and creative businesses here in the region. So we love Dig and we want to see this be incredibly successful, and it's going fantastic from everything that we see. So I've got a great honor today. I get to introduce Chris Hamer. Chris is a really exciting person with a fantastic company that he's going to tell you all about today. And, you know, what's unique about Chris, he's one of those rare entrepreneurs that has 20 years of experience and kind of blends highly creative early stage experiences with having senior positions in some of the biggest brands in entertainment, in automotive, in travel. And it's kind of rare that you find that in a person that can bridge both worlds successfully. He clearly does that. He had senior roles at OnStar, which is helpful to me as I talk to him about the connected car business. He had senior roles at Priceline, Sony BMG, many very compelling, very successful companies that use digital technologies and connectivity to spur their businesses, and now he's applying that within CrowdFlik. One of the great things also about Chris, you know, he's a Yankee, he lives up north, but he's committed to this community. A lot of the work that he's done to actually develop this business has happened right here in Charleston, and he continues to be a huge supporter of what we're trying to get done down here. And it's wonderful that Charleston has the ability to attract the interests of executives like Chris and businesses like he's starting as a critical component to getting what they're trying to do off the ground. Currently, he's revolutionary the video share business, connectivity, crowd-based businesses where people are sharing information and then taking that and finding a way to monetize that in very compelling ways. CrowdFlik's an incredibly exciting business, and he's going to give us a lot of additional insight as to where they're going, and as Stan said, to make a powerful announcement with us today. To get things started, Chris provided a video. Now, I'm a surfer. I love to get out in Folly or on IOP and ride the waves. I think he's going to show us something that might be a little bit beyond what we're used to, but we've got an exciting way to enter his presentation, and why don't we get that started? Thank you very much.
surfer to appreciate the impact and the power of such a wave. I want to thank Tim for introducing me, Stan for having me here, and all of you for attending this morning. Garrett McNamara's feat is amazing for sure. An amazing record. Surfed the biggest wave ever, over 100 feet tall, 12 stories. Like he said, it sounded like a freight train, and hit him like a ton of bricks. But it's what surfers do. They seek big waves. And on this day, he got his wave. He conquered the wave that surfers have been seeking for generations. But why is it that McNamara caught this wave on this day, and other surfers didn't? For one thing, he was out there looking for it. He was on his board, he was on his board, paddling, floating, doing everything that he could possibly do on that day to catch the wave. He wasn't at home wringing his hands, checking out charts, wondering when he would catch that wave. He was out there, wet, in the water, floating to get that wave. This wasn't the first or the last 100-foot wave to grace the planet Earth. There are many waves to be caught. Garrett McNamara caught that wave on that day. We're all looking to catch our next big wave. The question is, are you doing everything that you can do to make it happen? Are you out there paddling and going for it? Are you at home, or in the office, wringing your hands, wondering when that big wave is going to come and take this idea of yours and turn it into a 100-foot wave? Opportunities exist like never before. The good news is that if you're looking for your wave, you can be sure it's out there. The great news is that in today's world, it is uniquely robust and a fertile business environment that you can actually make your own waves, and they can be as big as you want. Allow me one more wave analogy, then I'll probably stop beating that horse. But imagine there are a bunch of waves, medium-sized waves. They are wireless, digital, nanotechnology, 4G, 40-pixel cameras, e-learning, water purification, compression technologies, H.265. You get the idea. These small waves exist today. When you combine these waves, you can create your bigger wave. The opportunities that exist today are multiplied in their size, scope, and impact by essentially the joining of a variety of these mini waves to make bigger ones. And it all stems from a simple application of a powerful ability that we all have, the ability to innovate. Innovation is everything. Innovation, applying and connecting existing components in new and unique ways to solve a problem. Think about that. Innovation is simply applying and connecting existing components in new ways to solve a problem. So by definition, you don't have to invent to innovate. You simply have to think about using existing components in unique ways, in ways that solve problems. A problem that people may not even know they have. Today's innovative environment is more robust than ever. Why? The economy is global. Capital is widely available. Many of the events yesterday here at DigSouth included venture capitalists, fundraising people. There's a lot of money out there. They're all seeking the big ideas. Technology is accessible like never before. And there's an increasing amount of disruption occurring in every market, creating opportunity. Disruptive innovation, a process by which a product or service takes root initially in simple applications at the bottom of the market and then relentlessly moves up market, eventually displacing established competitors. That's Clayton Christensen, the Harvard professor. He's kind of the father of the modern day definition of disruption. Christensen says, while companies innovate faster than their customers' needs evolve, they often produce products and services at the higher tiers of their markets, leaving the door open for disruptive innovations at the bottom of the market. An innovation that is disruptive allows a whole new population of consumers at the bottom of the market access to to a product or service that was historically only accessible to consumers with a lot of money or a lot of skill. Think about that. Think about that, the opportunity that that creates. Disruption is innovation that completely changes the landscape. Innovation is the application of existing or new technologies. Innovation doesn't have to be disruptive, but it may be. When Jobs and Woz created their first computers in a little garage in Palo Alto, they were just trying to make something cool. They had no idea that they were creating the entity that would ultimately disrupt every market they touched. Music, video, phones, computing, fashion, even their worldwide conference has disrupted conferences, not unlike DigSouth disrupting the conference world. When Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he just wanted to harness the power of the, at the time, nascent internet to sell stuff. Today, and we all know this in our worlds, Amazon is disrupting everything. We all can't be disruptors, but that's okay. Disruption creates opportunity. How so? By definition, when marketers are disrupted, consumers open new ways to do things. And the disruptive way is not necessarily the final answer. It is certainly not the only solution. For innovators to innovate, there are many opportunities. Groupon completely changed the game in daily deals. With billions of emails and deals galore, consumers opened their minds to getting these deals and engaging in them. Merchants found value in them. But there were problems. They weren't perfect. Consumers generally like the idea. The opportunity to take what Groupon has done and make it better becomes the opportunity for innovators. Yesterday, well, here we have the Revolution Partner folks were here yesterday. They had invested in and made some money on Living Social. So another opportunity that came out of that ecosystem. Uber, I think the biggest disruptor that has just stepped into the landscape in the last 18 months, has completely changed the cab and livery business. It will never be the same. It's been a monstrous shock to the stodgy, regulated, and completely non-competitive environment of getting a cab or calling a car service. Getting a cab will never be the same. But Uber's not perfect. All you need to do now is figure out a way, following in this wave of disruption, to innovate, taking on what they've done, making it better. There are businesses to be had in the cab business, and there are some in the car business, and there are some other players out there. But that market is completely disrupted. I wouldn't want to own those $1 million medallions in New York City anymore. I think their value is probably going to come down a bit. Innovation leads to disruption, then innovation follows disruption, which leads to innovation, which leads to disruption, and on and on. Smells like opportunity. You don't have to reinvent, just make it better. Don't copy an idea. There's no need to copy an idea. Have pride. There's always plenty of room for improvement. And go out and create. Think of the things that you're passionate about and bring them together. Innovators and innovations may solve problems that people don't know or have, or don't know that they have, but can make their life better. I use an example of that device that I learned about as a kid that slices and cores an apple. When you see that work, you realize maybe it did have a problem with peeling an apple and slicing an apple, but you didn't think about it until you saw this little core work. It's pretty impressive. In the summer of 2012, I developed the idea and the model for CrowdFlik. I envisioned a simple solution to a problem that most people didn't know they had. CrowdFlik answers the question, why can't we all combine our video from an event and make it easy for each of us to create our own edits from the shared video? Pretty simple. CrowdFlik solves that riddle. But in the fall of 2012, I had a problem with my own that I knew I had. How and where to get it built. By luck, I found Charleston, and I'm very happy I did. And this fantastic community of engineering talent, creative people, and energy, second to none. As Tim mentioned and Stan mentioned, I live in Connecticut, New York market. Not a lot of people in my area know this aspect of Charleston. And I'm here to tell you that I do and to help change that perception in the marketplace. But in December 2012, I came here for the first time. I'm still coming back. There's an enormous amount of smart, forward-thinking, creative talent here in Charleston, and I'm lucky I know that. And CrowdFlik is fortunate for it. And there's innovation happening right here. This town is full of innovators. You don't have to move to Palo Alto or Austin, Texas to be surrounded by innovators. Now, they're coming to Charleston to make things happen. The word is out, and events like DigSouth go a long way to spreading the word. To name a few, a little bit of thank you back to Tim for introducing me, you all know Zubie, absolute leader in the fast-growing and very important marketplace of connected car. Zubie helps make drivers better drivers, safer drivers, and connects deeper the connection between humans and their cars. There's a lot of safety and a lot of discussion going on in that space. That's happening right here in Charleston. Innovators like John Smith is breaking the equation. John's here somewhere. Completely changing the way companies think and see the value of culture. How treating employees with respect goes directly to the bottom line, and it's a lot easier than you think. But John's changing the way the people view culture, and it's happening right here in Charleston. How do you do it? How do you make it happen? And how can you take an idea and turn it into something? Well, it's not that easy. Actually, it's a very difficult thing to do. But it's not, the difficult thing is not the part that you think. The most important part of a great idea is a great idea. And if you're like me, you've had a lot of great ideas. I bet you have a few cooking in your heads right now. The most important thing that each of us that can lead us, each of us, to success may already be solved, the big idea. For each and every one of us, now the question is what to do with it. A little story about for me, over the years I've had all these different ideas. And until CrowdFlik, for a number of reasons, didn't do anything with them. And those ideas are in a filing cabinet in my office. Why are they in a filing cabinet in my office? Well, I was afraid of three things. There were three reasons why these ideas didn't come out of my head. One, I was afraid of feedback. I knew these ideas were great. They're my ideas. They were going to change the world. But I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want feedback. Crazy. It seems funny today to not want to seek feedback. But we tell our kids to look for feedback. We can't tell ourselves. But that's one of the reasons. Today with CrowdFlik, I'm getting feedback and I'm seeking it out from all kinds of people. I crave it. Heads of marketing agencies, heads of brands. I want to hear what they say so I can make the product better. But I, for a long time, didn't think that I was up for that. Second reason is I kept my ideas from seeing the light of day, was that if I told somebody, I was afraid they would take it. Consequently, I kept my ideas a secret. When was the last time an idea that was kept a secret became a success? Never. This leads me to the third, and maybe the biggest reason that my filing cabinet was filled with these great ideas. I never wanted to share an ownership with anybody. I didn't think that my idea that I had 100% of was that I needed to share with somebody and take investors. 100% my idea, 100% mine. That's great until you need to finance, or you need to build a working model or a marketing campaign. Plus, investors help you open doors. They're in the same boat as you are when you take on investors. If I add up all my present value of my dormant ideas, and I think actually somebody in one of the panels yesterday said the same notion, and multiply it by my ownership, the value times my ownership, let's see, zero value times 100% ownership, it's zero. So I have a whole filing cabinet full of zero value. Until now. You get the point. Investors, well, we go through solicit feedback, tap into your passion. Investors create advocates. The right ones do more than give you money, they want you to win too. Let them in. Let them help you and share your company. When I started CrowdFlik, I took in 4 investors, each of them better connecting me to the advertising, sponsorship, and investment community, where I'm pretty well connected, but they could open more doors. And now, as I consider the next round of investors, sure, I want money, but I also want their passion to help drive my business. So you all have ideas. People who will give you feedback. Don't worry about people taking your idea. And thirdly, get a little investment. Put some ownership in the hands of people who can really help you. Later this month, CrowdFlik will be announcing a partnership with a newly formed development and engineering and incubation shop here in Charleston that will give CrowdFlik better access to the great talent here in Charleston and also help to spread the word of what is here in Charleston to the New York community and the West Coast that I'm fairly well connected to in the business, media, and entertainment space. And with that, I'm also proud to announce that while here today, CrowdFlik is, as of today, live in the App Store. Very proud of that. Today is day number 1 for a lot of things. Jeff Bezos says that every day, right? It's always the first day. He's got 438 things that need to get done at Amazon, and today is day 1. Think of the enormity of that. But they're conquering every market that they touch. Get on your board and get out there. Find your passion. Take risks, and pay it forward. To bring this whole idea back around, today's environment of opportunity is greater than ever before. Get out there, do it, live it, be it. Take risks and find people who share your passion. Help others. We're in a share economy. So find it upon yourself to help others where you can. Don't do it for payback, but rest assured it will come back to you. You don't have to be the first one that finds the biggest wave or cause the biggest disruption. But you won't know until you are doing it. You may surprise yourself. Likely you will. Thank you for listening. Go catch, or rather create, your wave, and I can't wait to be your consumer or experience your idea or enjoy your disruptive innovation. And have an awesome day. Thank you.
The day begins now. We have sessions spread around all over the building, various studios. If you need any help at all, look for the yellow badges from our DIG team. Go out and conference.